There are new Epstein emails. That's right. These newly released Jeffrey Epstein emails that reference Donald Trump do not just raise questions. They completely blow holes through every single denial Trump has ever made about his relationship with the disgraced financier. Okay? And here's the kicker, of course. These were not just casual mentions. Epstein has been bragging about Trump in writing years before Trump was elected president, and years before anybody was talking about this politically. Oops. So let's start with 2011. And that's pretty crucial because this is before Trump had announced his presidential run, presidential ambitions. So in an email exchange with Ghislaine Maxwell, Trump, or I should say Epstein, wrote something that that's pretty chilling, actually. He said, "I want you to realize that the dog hasn't barked is Trump. The victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned." Now think about what Epstein was saying in that email. The dog that hasn't barked, that's him acknowledging that Trump knew about his victims but remained silent. He was saying, Trump is my silent partner in all of this. He is complicit through his silence. And Maxwell, she responded, "I have been thinking about that." No kidding. Again, this was 2011, all right, when Trump was just another rich guy. Epstein thought he had something on Trump and was, telling Maxwell about it. Then we go to December 2015. This is Trump right after he announced his candidacy, okay? CNN was hosting a Republican debate. So you had author Michael Wolff, who emails Jeffrey Epstein and says, "I heard CNN is planning to ask Trump about your relationship." Now here's where it gets a little ugly, okay? Epstein asks Wolff, "If we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it would be? Or should be?" Wolff's response, of course, was chilling. He says, "If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you. Or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him generating a debt." What? Epstein, okay, was ready to either blackmail Trump or save him, depending on which would serve his interests better. And Trump, of course, he got lucky, right? CNN didn't ask him about Epstein that night. But wait, it gets worse. In January 2019, Epstein writes to Wolff about Mar-a-Lago. Trump said he asked me to resign. Never remember ever. Of course he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Think about that. Of course he knew about the girls. Not, I don't know if he knew. Or he did not know. No, of course he knew. That's not speculation. That's Epstein acknowledging that Trump was fully aware of what was going on. And the timeline, of course, matters. Trump wasn't president yet, okay? But Epstein was still so confident in their connection that he assumed Trump would have his back. Now, Trump's official story, of course, is that he claimed he stopped talking to Epstein because he stole workers from Mar-a-Lago. That's the most obviously pathetic excuse that I've ever heard for ending a friendship with somebody you allegedly had nothing to do with. But here's the kicker, right? Remember, Trump claimed that he supported releasing the Epstein files while he was campaigning, right? He said he wanted transparency. But the moment he got back in office, he's like, what transparency? Oh, no, these Epstein files are a hoax. He also sued the Wall Street Journal for reporting an lewd birthday drawing that he allegedly made for Epstein. That is not just hypocrisy. That is someone who absolutely has something to hide. And let's be clear about what's happening here, okay? House Oversight Committee has so far released over 33,000 pages of documents, and these additional 23,000 from Epstein's estate. It's more than 50,000 pages of evidence. But here's what also tells you everything. Over 75% of Americans, including a majority of Republicans, think the Trump administration should release all the Epstein files. Public wants transparency. But Trump? Well, he's hiding behind lawsuits and claiming that this is all nothing more than a hoax. It's a hoax. Look, Representative Robert Garcia put it perfectly. said, the more Donald Trump tries to cover up the Epstein files, the more we uncover. Every lawsuit, every denial, every attempt to suppress information just makes him look more guilty. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When somebody fights this hard to hide information, when they call legitimate transparency efforts a hoax, when they go after journalists instead of answering questions, that tells you everything you need to know. Trump can sit there and call this a conspiracy theory all he wants. Documents, they don't lie. Epstein was writing about Trump in 2011, 2015, and 2019. And now it's Trump who is the one who is trying to bury the truth. I think the American people deserve better. They deserve transparency, and they deserve a president that doesn't hide behind lawsuits when asked legit questions about his past, especially when it has to do with someone who is a pedophile. Okay? These emails, by the way, they are just the tip of the iceberg. There are more documents that are coming. And I think every single one of them is going to make Trump look worse. His cover-up is failing. And that's exactly what should be happening. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.